After you install everything, we're going to test the operation of the interface. You're going to press and hold in the top right corner of the screen for a few seconds and release, and the interface is going to be activated, like so. Now, you can see the interface is activated, and whatever is shown on the phone is now on the screen.
2010-2012 Ford Fusion demo presented on Ford Flex. Quality product since 2002. All first generation sync radios in Ford and Lincolns absolutely identical. After dashboard disassembly, installation is identical in all Ford and Lincolns. If there's a newer version of this video, first line in description will say click here for updated video. All products are 100% made in the USA. Please support American jobs. Apple Carplay and Android Auto is also available. Vehicle disassembly is shown on Ford Flex. Please, if you want to skip it, go 6 minutes into the video. Keep in mind, all Ford and Lincolns with first generation sync system have identical navigation computers.
This disassembly is inside Ford Flex. It is similar to other Ford and Lincoln vehicles. We have disassembly manuals upon request. We can make movie for every single car, but it's very similar to all the other cars. However, as we mentioned previously, that the navigations are absolutely identical in all the vehicles listed in the beginning of the video. This way, the installation procedure is going to be identical on all the cars. Just the appearance might be a little bit different of the dashboard segments of the cars. So, with this particular vehicle, we're going to start this way. We're going to go ahead and open this panel, the armrest. This whole panel, we're going to, from here, we're going to pull it up, and we're going to go here. There's clips here, they're big clips on each side. We're going to pull this panel up, so we're going to pull it up. The panel is going to come out. Then, there's going to be 2 screws there. Then we're going to go up. We're going to remove the whole wooden panel. Behind the wooden panel is going to be 1 and 2 screws. Then on the side here, we're going to go down to the side here. And over here, if you can see it, we're going to remove this. And so behind this panel, what we're going to find is that right here, we have screws on each side. The screw on each side, remove it so this panel can come out, because you're going to remove screw here, and you're going to remove screws behind this panel. But the screw on each side, you're going to pop this panel open, and you're going to remove screw on this side and on the other side. And this is going to allow you to pull this whole center console out. Okay, so first we're going to remove this panel. Take a plastic tool or similar, carefully, and remove this. Go all the way to the end. And then when you're done removing it, you will find 2 screws you have to remove for this panel. But there's 2 screws on the bottom as well. So we're going to go ahead and remove those 2 screws. And then from there, after we remove 2 screws, we're going to go down. Okay, so now you see the panels are open. If you see panels are open, there's 2 screws on each side that you have to remove so this panel can come out. But we're going to first remove this panel. So you're going to start by opening this panel from the top. You pop the panel out, then you're going to have to switch the vehicle into gear. And then over here, there are 2 big, long type of clips, so you have to kind of pull on them, right? But be very careful not to break anything. But they're there and they're going to remove. You see? And the panel comes out. Now, disconnect this switch if you have, and then you can disconnect another one for the light. So disconnect those switches and pull the panel out. Now, you got 2 screws over here that you need to pull out. So this panel comes out, but don't forget there's screws on the side, on each side. Behind this panels right here, there's screws. So this whole panel comes out, so you're going to remove the screws as well. So now when all the screws are out, just go ahead and pull on this panel a little bit, right? Grab it from down here. You can pull it out. Then over here you have automatic climate control sensor, so don't break it. And then you can go ahead and pull the rest of the panel out. Just hold this panel kind of up. So pull the bottom out. Now we're gonna go up. And then hold this up, and this whole panel comes out. Replace this, because that's not gonna be in the way. Remove this whole panel, disconnect the switch, and disconnect the connectors in the back of the panel. So now, since the panels are removed, we need to remove the screen and the radio. You got 4 screws, and then you got 2 screws here, and there's 2 more screws behind the screen. So we're gonna go ahead and remove all this stuff. After you unscrew everything, we're gonna go ahead and try to install. You have cables that were supplied with an interface. So you got cables with this. So this cable, that straight cable, that goes in the back of this unit, in the back of the radio unit. You got a second cable. There's a little angle like that. That cable goes in the back of the screen. And then you got the plug and play harness. That entire harness goes in the back of the radio. And then you just put it all together. It's pretty much like a little a little Lego set type of deal. Snaps in place and you're done. Okay, so now that you removed everything, you receive the interface. The interface has your HDMI port, HD digital HDMI port. This is 100% through HD. Your USB update port and your USB power port to power up your devices. Then you got the video port, the digital video port, and then you got the main power, which has the also RCAs. Then you have this cable where one side goes into the interface, and then the straight cable, that one connects into the back of the radio unit. Then you have this cable, that one plugs into the second port on the interface, and then the cable that has the angle one, that plugs into the back of the screen. And then you have this audio video cable. This is your audio for your system, and 4 camera inputs: front, rear, left, and right. Then you have this plug and play harness that plugs into the back of the radio. So you're simply going to remove the radio, match all the connectors. You can't go wrong. They're all different sizes, so you're just gonna match each one, plug it all in, and test the interface. Okay, so this is the back of the screen. This plug you're going to replug. This plug has the other end of this connector goes into the radio. You're no longer going to use this. Instead, you're going to plug this right angle one in here. The other end of the right angle connector is going to go into the interface. And then you're going to plug this one into the radio. And then the other end is going to go to the interface. So factory connector is no longer used unless you removing the interface and bringing the car back to factory. You're going to plug this in. Otherwise, the factory image is going to pass right through our interface, and it's going to appear just as before you install the interface into the car. After you install everything, we're going to test the operation of the interface. You're going to press and hold in the top right corner of the screen for a few seconds and release, and the interface is going to be activated, like so. Now you can see the interface is activated. and whatever is shown on the phone is now on the screen. This model type of year cars that we listed in the beginning of the video have very good quality screen, and that's why the image is clear, and we're the only company on the market, not only made in USA interface, it is the only interface with HD quality mirroring. Even though some other interfaces may offer HDMI input, still that HDMI input is not going to be HD quality. Now, I want to show you a little trick. If you go into the settings of your Waze application, if you go into settings of Google Maps, here Maps or MapQuest, you will find this feature. It's called, I'm going to show it to you actually, then I'm going to tell you what it's called. So go into the settings. In settings, you're going to go to the feature called Sound and Voice. Then you're going to go to the feature called Sound Output. You need this feature, Play as Bluetooth Phone Call. When directions come in to the car, you're listening to your factory AM/FM radio, CD player, XM radio, or any other source. You don't have to have the unit set to auxiliary audio in order to hear directions. The direction is going to come into your car as Bluetooth call. So, you know when you're driving and the phone starts to ring and you hear the speakers ringing and you decide whether to answer or hang up? Well, in this case, you don't have to decide anything. Instead of phone ringing, you will hear directions. Make a right, make a left, go straight, or exit in the head, or whatever the app wants to notify of. After the notification is done with, it will go back to playing your source. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to interact with the system in any way, shape, or form. It is all done without any interaction by the driver. This available in Waze, MapQuest, Nokia's Here We Go Maps, and Google Maps. All those apps are available absolutely free from the App Store or Google Play Store. This interface has no limits. Netflix works, YouTube works, all applications work 100%. Next, we're going to demo YouTube. So here you can see YouTube video playing. It is not playing on the phone. It is playing right out there. We can pause and we can play. You can also do Hey Siri. And if you have the Siri activated, you can use it as just like the CarPlay you would use. And then you can do just like the modern CarPlay. You don't need to CarPlay. You need to have a CarPlay, a new car, to do all these features. Look at this. Hey Siri, open YouTube. Hey Siri, open Waze. If you're doing nothing and you're waiting for somebody, you can watch HULU, let's say. So see the HULU is on the phone and then it's waiting for you to start playing movie. So, for example, we got in the HULU, I believe we got some movie trailers. So we can play a trailer from a movie, and that trailer is going to appear on the screen. I think this is an ad. And any other app, you can do HBO, Amazon, Prime Video. There's no limit. There's no limit. Any app can be used. Now, we got the cameras. Rear camera. If you don't have the camera installed, the rear camera is going to appear. And you see how I have the logo on the bottom that says rear camera? This is where your rear camera is going to appear. If there's a factory rear camera, you put on reverse, the camera is going to appear. If you want the camera to appear through our interface, it will need to be simply rewired with an RCA. Now, you got front camera. Right there again, you got the image front camera, and you got it on top, so you know you're watching the front camera. So with the glance, you can see which camera is activated. Next one, left camera. Right there, you see left camera logo is on the left bottom corner, so you just glance and you know which camera is on the screen. Same thing with the right camera. right there, right camera. Again, you glance and you know the image is here, so you know it's the right camera on the screen. Now, whether you have reverse or factory camera, when you put the car in reverse, a rear camera is going to override everything. So in this case, we have a factory camera, right? You got the factory camera. When you put it in drive, right, you have the front camera automatically. So it doesn't matter whether you have aftermarket or original camera, the front camera you can install and it's going to be on the screen. Let's revert back to right camera. The front camera stays on the screen up until you reach the speed of 10 miles an hour. The left and right lane watch camera, and those are not parking cameras. For parking cameras, the cameras have to be facing down on the ground, and you can use maybe 360 surround view cameras and stuff like that. This interface is built specifically for lane watch cameras. You put the left signal on, left camera comes on. You put the right turn signal on, the right camera comes on. Now, you can activate the cameras two ways. Either they activate when you're standing and doing nothing, or when you're driving over 15 miles an hour. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you. Let's say I'm on phone mirroring, right? I go left camera, I go right camera, the right camera comes on. Even if I'm on factory screen, same thing. Left camera, right camera, left camera, right camera, reverse, and then when you're going to drive up to 10 miles an hour, the front camera is going to stay on the screen. That's pretty much it. After you tested all your installed components and everything works, you can go ahead and put the vehicle back together.
Please click the logo on the left hand side to subscribe to the channel. Subscription works on smartphones, tablets and computers. Please click the notification bell and leave a comment. To watch other videos, click the video on the right hand side. And again, thank you for watching and send us your questions.